Hi friends, today I have a special guest with whom I'm going to discuss about the recent trends in digital marketing and various tactics which companies can use to grow their business. He is none other than Vikash Chawla, co-founder of one of India's leading digital marketing agencies, Social Beat. He is an alumnus of London School of Economics and has been recently nominated for Social Samosa's 40 Under 40. Pleasure having Vikash Chawla today with us. Hi Vikash. First of all, thank you so much for accepting my request to join in this show.
My pleasure, Rajesh. Yeah.
How it all started? Can you just share your why?
Yeah, so I think we started in 2012, and I think at that point in time, it was actually a very different time in terms of digital. It was very young. And what we realized was that there were a lot of global agencies like Ogilvy's and JWT and many of the others that had some sort of digital and creative practice. But after that, there was a whole bunch of freelancers and very unorganized players. So we said there's definitely a market in the mid segment of creative industry agencies that can cater to growing companies in India. And that's the intent with which we kind of started out. And both me and my brother actually had some experience in the e-commerce and digital space. So we actually looked at that opportunity, and that's really how we kind of started the entire journey.
How different is Social Beat from other digital marketing agencies in India? I could see from your communication saying that you're positioning more as a ROI driven digital marketing company. So in that sense, how do you differentiate yourself from others?
Yeah, I think there would be three key ways. I think one, definitely the top reason would definitely be our talent and the team that we have, and we pride ourselves that we have a team that can deliver results to you as a brand. I think the second is whatever we tell our brands, be it in terms of storytelling, be it in terms of thought leadership, be it in terms of creating content, we do a lot of that for ourselves too. We practice what we preach, and that's definitely worked very well for us in terms of really showcasing our expertise, showcasing what we do. And the third, I would think, is that we actually deliver those results. We've been able to deliver results for industries that we've grown in, be it real estate, be it BFSI, be it healthcare, be it retail and e-commerce. Since we've been able to deliver those results, we've been able to grow. And that's really what sets us apart from many of the other companies that offer these digital services out there.
Wonderful. Okay, that is very important observation for me also. So when you say something, when you deliver it, because most of the businesses, they choose an agency purely based on the results which they deliver. So
absolutely,
that is a good point of differentiation. I truly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Because instead of operating in silos, how online and offline marketing can be integrated in a better way to deliver more performance? What is your view on that?
I think that's one of the biggest challenges the brands face today, because the online marketing and digital marketing expertise is usually separate and kept independent of their creative and offline marketing, and that creates problems because the consumer is seeing something else in their print and outdoor, and actually seeing something slightly different on digital and other mediums. I think one way to make that work is that you need to have a communication that's standardized across all platforms, be it outdoor, be it television, be it digital, but find a way to adapt it. You may still have the same video running on television, but find a way to adapt it for Facebook, find a way to adapt it for YouTube, because each channel obviously works very differently. The second would be to look at how can you build that connect between online and offline, because consumers are actually doing both at the same time. And what I mean by that is a consumer may see your brand offline or on print or outdoor or television, and then come and Google your brand. And what that does is, you may think of it as a digital conversion, but actually it's not a digital conversion. It's conversion from your other marketing activities. So being able to segment at least some of that in terms of, let's say, having separate phone numbers for each channel and having virtual numbers can be one way to make that segregation happen. But at the same time, make sure that you're aware that what you see online is not purely online, and what you see offline may not be purely offline, because there's a huge overlap between what the consumer is actually doing. And the last step is, when you're also reviewing your entire campaign, look at it as a holistic campaign, because each of them are actually impacting each other.
Right.
And in fact, what we've seen is that if you do a more holistic 360-degree campaign, that's far more successful than just doing a digital only campaign, or just doing a print only campaign, or just doing an outdoor only campaign. if you combine all the channels that you have and do a more 360-degree campaign and review it as such, I think that definitely gives a lot better results, and that's what we see many brands now starting to kind of adopt and do.
Yeah, as you said, one more critical challenge for a marketer is in terms of attribution.
Yes.
Now we call it as last mile attribution, right? Whatever medium which has generated that particular lead, we attribute it to that particular medium. If a call has come from print, we attribute it to print.
Correct.
But it doesn't work in that way. People see our ads in multiple platforms, but it is kind of it's a difficult situation for marketers, right, to attribute the lead for a particular medium. So what will be your suggestion in this scenario?
Yeah, I think
do you have any attribution model for this?
Yeah, so we typically don't recommend a last click attribution model because it's a bit deceptive. So we typically recommend the position based attribution model, where we looked at the first touch point and the last touch point as being the most important touch points, and in between we give them equal weightage.
Okay.
So there are 6 touch points that the first and last get the maximum, and the balance 4 in between get equal weightage because they also impacted the result. And there are tools today that let you track some of this. At least the digital journey of people you can track.
Okay.
If they came from Facebook, if they came from your email campaign, if they came from Google, did they come from a display campaign they did on Times of India or Dinamalar or Dinatandi. You can track the digital journey to a large extent. The second is, like I was saying, have virtual numbers. So virtual phone numbers allow you to then track at least what is the result that's coming through phone calls through each of these channels. And in fact, we've seen calls come from multiple mediums. Even people look at a display ad and call you. People look at your Facebook campaign and call you. And that's actually very, very high quality leads because the intent is very high. So having virtual numbers would be the second way of sort of doing an attribution. The third and final is to being able to isolate some pieces of media on some specific days or times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you have some days where you only do print, you'll actually understand what is the impact of print on digital as well.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't do anything on digital that day, then anything that came out of digital is also coming actually through your print campaign. So having media dark days on some of these channels allow you to actually build a model which allows you to understand which channel is working to what degree and extent for which campaign.
Because now the cost of advertising in digital mediums like Google and Facebook is way, way cheaper when compared to mass media advertising like TV or print.
Yes.
Now even digital media is also proliferated with a lot of advertisement.
Yes.
And cost per conversion is on an increasing trend.
It is.
So for being a ROI driven marketing agency, how do you look at it? What are some of the suggestions would you like to offer to companies to improve their ROI even in Facebook and Google?
Yeah, that's a valid point. I think the costs are rising and they're likely to rise even further as we go along. Okay. There are a couple of things that brands can do. One is to definitely look at the experience that they're providing and seeing how to improve that. Be it in terms of if someone's calling you, how quickly are you able to take up that call? Or if you're sending them to your app or website or landing page, is the experience on the landing page good enough so that they convert, more percentage actually convert, right? Because the higher the percentage of your conversion, the better your results are going to look like. And that's something often brands miss out, especially the landing page experience, the speed of it, what you're communicating, are you being clear on what your USP is?
Okay.
A lot of that actually matters when it comes to conversions. The third is to look at how can you package your story better and use newer formats. Today you have interactive formats that you can use. Videos are obviously working really well. Even when it comes to display ads and Facebook ads, can you think of better ways to communicate that story? And that's the third thing we would definitely tell brands. And the last piece is definitely try new channels. And today there are lots of native channels out there that are growing, be it Taboola, be it Outbrain. You also have newer channels out there. You have, for example, a Truecaller that's really scaling up. You also have platforms which are giving you more niche targeting today, be it Hotstar, be it even a website like Car Dekho, for example. On Car Dekho today, you can target people who are looking for certain kinds of cars, and that has huge usage when it comes to, let's say, BFSI or real estate or e-commerce, where if they are looking for a premium car, you can then sell them premium apparel and accessories as well. So a lot of cross promotions like that you can do, which really makes sense to improve your ROI and not get stuck just with Facebook and Google, because that alone may not give you the kind of results when you want in the long run.
Okay. And I've also observed you talking about funnel marketing to improve more conversion. Can you just share some insights?
Yeah. So typically brands on digital especially have focused a lot on the bottom of the funnel, predominantly because Google search has been a precursor to a lot of the digital marketing and online marketing. Many of them focused on people who are looking for the specific product or service and then converted them to customers. But the challenge is you need to expand that pie as well. If there are only, let's say, 10,000 people that want this product, that may not be enough to grow your brand over a period of many years. That means you need to grow that pie from 10,000 to 1 lakh to 10 lakh to 1 million or 10 million. And that means you need to actively also build the category and also actively build your brand in that category. And that's really what the full funnel looks at as well. Is you start with talking about your brand, what is your USP, what is unique about you, and then look at how do you engage with them, keep in touch with them, build the consideration, and then finally convert that audience. And that funnel may not be just 3 touch points. In some categories and some industries, it can even be 10, 15, 20 touch points. But you need to take them through their journey so that they eventually convert with you and a large number of people convert with you.
Okay.